What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now this one is actually going to be inspired by a video I watched recently by a different content creator. I forget the exact name of the video, but I will have it linked down in the description. And so the video is basically about edited content and how much editing goes into content in order to generate retention. That's basically the gist of it. Now, what all that basically means and what the goal of this video is not just to copy his video, but I just wanted to add onto it and add my opinion onto it about this whole scenario. So as we've seen on YouTube over the last like 10 years or so, there's been a very much increase in the rise of edited content and how fast edited content is basically produced. So basically what this means is, like, if you look back on YouTube in like 2010, right, it would just be a straight commentary of kind of like what this is, right? Just some dude turns on his microphone and he just talks, right? He just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks in pretty much one take. Sometimes, like, I do take a couple takes in order to get things proper. This one's right now is my first take, so we'll see how this goes. But basically he just comes on here, talks, and there isn't like memes flashing on the screen. There isn't like text and edits and just like darkening. It's just a guy talking, right? Just like you'd be talking to your friends in a PlayStation mic. But over the years we've kind of seen that editing has become a lot more choppy. It's like, okay, every single pause in between sentences, even if it's just like a 2-second pause, 1-second pause in between a sentence, they cut that out in order to increase their attention so that people don't click away. Now, this has probably maximized people's retentions, right? Like, you look at the Mr. Beast people, you look at like a bunch of gaming YouTubers, and they can't just upload a straight up Let's Play anymore. But Let's Plays are dead. I think we talked about this before. But it's all about that retention, right? But what this does is, if you really think about it, like, what is the point of the fast editing and the retention? Oh, obviously it's just to keep people watching the videos and to keep them like watching a video, like for the algorithm and shit, right? But why does that, my question I wanted to ask next was like, why does that work? Like, why does people's retention increasing keep them watching the videos? Like, obviously because that's what retention is keeping them watching the videos. But it's like, how does that work with the fast editing? The fast editing basically means that, like, there's always something to be looking at. There's always something to be catching your eye. So your mind is like constantly stimulated, as the other guy discussed in his video, right? That was a very good observation. So you basically don't even think, you just keep watching these videos. And as you're watching these videos, like where there's hyper fast editing, things are changing all over the place. There's people yelling and everything. Contestants are constantly being thrown at your face, right? You don't really have time to think about what you're watching. You're just kind of watching it, almost like when you're scrolling reels endlessly or TikTok endlessly. It's kind of like that feeling where you're just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. There's just something always there present, right? Where you don't really have time to think. And what I believe that this has done is, sure, it very much maximizes, people just watching the video, but it's kind of like shorts, right? You don't subscribe to any YouTuber for any shorts. I guarantee it. You might subscribe, obviously for long form videos, but like, let's just say on TikTok or Reels, you don't follow necessarily every single Reels account that you see when you're scrolling, right? The ones that you follow, that I bet you probably follow, are the ones that are your favorite content creator sitting in front of you talking, and not like some really fast-paced reel about fucking some life hack, right? And I think that's kind of the point, is that it kind of leads down to that ancient saying that's like, the faster they rise, the faster they fall, okay? And what that means is, like, you can grow a channel super fast if you go faceless with AI or whatever, and grow a huge channel based off shorts or based off of some random like bullshit content, right? But that is not the way to have consistent growth that will last you. So the slower they fall, or the slower they rise, the slower they fall. So if you build an actual audience, which is when you create long form videos, doesn't even need to necessarily be like long videos like essays or anything, even like 2-minute videos, 3-minute videos, but it's just you being genuine, talking to people like I'm doing right now. That builds that long retention audience. That builds that audience that is actually there for you, because the people that are just there getting overstimulated, you're artificially keeping them there. You're keeping them there not because they necessarily want to be, but because you are frying their system to be like, oh wait, no, I don't even care about this person, right? But when you have a video like this one, or one that's just anyone just talking, right, or just being themselves without any sort of bullshit editing, then, like, you know that the people that are there that long are staying there for you. Shout out to everyone still watching this. Tell me that you're at the 5-minute mark. I just kind of wanted to come on here and just give my take about this, which is that people need to be, number one, very much more aware of what they're watching, and number two, people need to, or what I think is going to happen is that eventually, as YouTube goes on and social media goes on, people are just going to naturally gravitate towards this type of content, especially with AI content being produced now. I think people are just going to naturally want to watch people who are like realistic and just talking, right? And just giving them their lives, because I think that it's going to be so oversaturated with that really fast paced, really jump editing content like it is right now. It's already like that. But I think that when you actually find someone that is chill and can keep your attention by just talking, that will be the avenue to get big on YouTube. I'm talking millions of subscribers. But yeah, that's about it, guys. That's really it for the video. I just kind of want to come on here and talk and yap about this. But yeah, I'll go ahead and catch you in the next one. Peace.